It's showtime. Good morning, everybody. What's going on? It is me, Chavez. I am back. We are back with another NBA player props, prize picks, live stream. As always, hope this finds you doing well. Hope it finds you in good spirits. If you're a Kobe Bryant fan, then kind of a cool day. Unveiling of the Mamba statue. Had to get my Kobe shirt on today, and if I can get that in the frame. But I don't usually wear colors. I usually stick to blacks, whites. If I'm feeling frisky, maybe some gray. But today's a different day, so had to throw on the purple and gold for Kobe Bryant. So we got some player props to talk about today on this Thursday slate. We'll recap our plays from yesterday. Man, that two-pick power was garbage. Made up for it in the Discord. If you follow me in the Discord, then you know that I posted a second two-pick power that hit. That consists of De'Aaron Fox and James Harden. So made up for that stinker of a two-pick with Draymond and Mobley. So we still ended up with some profit yesterday. So not a totally lost day or totally, bad day. So it happens, we make up for it and we move on. And that's what we do. That is what we do. As always, hit that like button on your way in. We got some player props to go over, some promos to go over. Just going to plug some partners of the channel and going to keep this moving pretty quick today. At least I'm going to try to move pretty quick today. Inc. What is going on? Good morning to you, Jim the Judge. Salute to you as well. Big Icy Grand Rising. JR, what's going on? Mamba Day for sure. For sure. Forgot I even had this shirt. It's in my closet. And I have quite a few Kobe Bryant shirts, but this one is bright ass purple. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect for a stream. It's perfect. This stands out. So had to throw it on. How did everybody do yesterday? Before we get into the player props recap and all that good stuff, how did everybody do yesterday? Did y'all play the Wimby promo? Did that work out for you? Let me know. Profits, big or small, throw them in the chat. Let me know how everything worked out yesterday. Nice hot coffee. Ready to get this going. You know what else? We have not talked about the Super Bowl. Can I say the Super Bowl? Is that trademarked? I can't say. I got to say big game. The big game with your favorite hometown team. We haven't talked about that. We haven't even discussed any player props. We still have that Patrick Mahomes free square basically on Prize Picks just sitting there. So have y'all used that yet? I have not used it. Yet. So could possibly use it today. Could possibly use it tomorrow. I don't know what I'm waiting for with that. But put that in a two-pick power, maybe $20 on a two-pick power, $5 on a flex. And that way you can build some bankroll like that. All right. Let's talk about some injury news. So not just injury news, but trade deadline is today. So I don't know the names that are out there floating around in terms of a movement. I've heard DeJounte to the Lakers, DeJounte Murray to the Pelicans, which is why he sat out yesterday. Could be some movement in Utah with Kelly Olynyk. Yeah, I don't really know much about the trade deadline or who's on the block right now. But what I will say is, aside from the injury news, trade deadline looms, and we got to be careful because as we start to build out slips, you definitely don't want to have a player in there that gets traded and then they're not playing. So that could really mess up your slips, especially in the power play where it really just trashes the payment. So make sure you're up to speed on all that. I built a couple of two picks, but not too many. I'm not gonna go crazy. I guess if you stick to the players who you know are definitely not gonna get traded, you might be okay. But some of these role players, definitely make sure you're up to speed on the injury news. Big Icy said Buddy Hield might be on the injury, might be on the trade block. I mean, they got tons of. I mean, they just got tons of like the same kind of player in Indiana. Who else? Like Memphis, Utah. Aside from Kelly Olynyk, they just have a lot of guys, a lot of bodies there. Let's get rid of some of that clutter. Chicago, Drummond, DeRozan, maybe. Oh yeah, Jr. Yeah, man, Paul George, dude, what a. Oh man, we talked about his RA yesterday being really low, and everything looked good, right? And then we realized why it was so low. I think if you played, no, he only got 5. He finished with 5, right? I was gonna say if you played it at 6.5, maybe it worked, because I thought he got 7. I remember seeing it at 7.5. So he definitely didn't go over 7.5. I don't know if it was lower than that at some point, but he couldn't even get 6 RA, and he was maybe 2 for 15, 2 for 16, or something like that from the field. Just a terrible game for that dude. He sold a lot of slips. Big Icy. The Bulls are turning down first round picks for Caruso. Like, they don't want to trade this guy. Like, they're getting teams that are willing to part with first round draft picks, and they're like, no. That's crazy. What's going on, Ramo? Good morning. Yeah, man of the 2 hours for sure. These streams run pretty long, but it's fun. We put a lot of work into these streams and talking about player props. So there's the injury news. We haven't even talked about injuries, but Middleton is out. Cam Johnson's out. Walker's out. Fontecchio is out. Fontecchio got traded, so he's no longer Utah Jazz. So he's out. And Jared Vanderbilt. Probable. We have Jeremy Grant, Brook Lopez, Dalen Terry. Questionable. Brunson sits. I mean, I don't think there are any New York Knicks props on the board, but man, if Brunson sits, like, how much more usage does Dante DiVincenzo get? Tyrese Halliburton, AD, LeBron, there is no way in hell, at least LeBron, there's no way in hell LeBron sits today. Breaking out the Mamba uniforms today too, man. No way. Lillard's questionable. Beal, Triple J. I don't think Triple J is playing today. Ayton, Scoot, Benedict, Eggs Benedict, Jalen Smith. There you go. You see all those names right there. So it's possible that a lot of these names on the Q tags, some of these might be on trade block. Might have been already dealt. We don't know. All right. Let's get this out the way. Let's just recap these plays from yesterday, because I have to. In full transparency, just be 100% honest. These are the 2 plays we talked about in the stream yesterday. I also played these in a slip. So took the over on Evan Mobley's assist. He only managed to get 1 assist. He had a pretty good game overall, but man, he did it mostly through scoring. Didn't do a whole lot of assisting. Just not a good game for him in terms of distributing the ball. And then Draymond Green. Now, there are a couple things here. Number 1, he just didn't do a whole lot. Number 2, the game got really out of hand in the second half, and he honestly wasn't needed. So it was kind of like the worst case scenario. Not only was it a blowout, but he just wasn't doing shit to begin with. Really, nobody for the Golden State Warriors did what we thought they were going to do. Curry had an extremely low scoring night. I don't think Clay did much. I think Wiggins was the top scorer on the Warriors. Kuminga didn't even hit his points properly. I think he hit his PR, maybe his PRA, but I don't believe he hit his points. I don't think he scored over 21. So yeah, it was just a weird day. And it now, kind of makes sense. You got a back-to-back for the Warriors. The game's out of hand. Rest some of your starters. You got this fast-paced game with the Indiana Pacers tonight. So we go 0-2 with those plays. I'm not ducking this shit. It sucks, but this is what we did. There's the original slip. There's the result. However, as you can see at the bottom corner, that last slip that we put in the Discord did hit. So In total, profit on this was $10. So I played 20, I won 30. And profit's profit. I'd rather play 20 and win 30 than play 10 and lose 10. So that's what the deal was yesterday with the player props and the 2-pick power. So if you are in the Discord, you saw that late night slip posted at 8 o'clock last night. Hopefully you played it or played a variation of it, because it worked out. So that's that. Let's get the hell off this damn slide. Props.cash. All right, we're about to start breaking down some player props. I got a couple that I want to share with you that I like, and then as always, we'll open it up to the Q&A. But all research, all player prop discussion is brought to you by props.cash. I need to change that logo out. Thanks 25 is a promo code. Get 25% off your first month over on props.cash. That is my promo code. So it greatly helps me. It goes a long way for the channel. And I'm sure you'll like using props.cash. And if you don't like using it, cancel it after your first month. You save some money. No harm, no foul. Moving into today's plays, I got two of them that I want to share with you today. I think you already know one of them, or you know one of the players, but let's talk about John Collins. His PR is looking really good at 21.0. I don't know if people get dealt for if the Jazz trade away anybody today, but like if they do trade Olynyk, does that open up any extra usage for John Collins? I don't know. So I think he's pretty safe in terms of his upside. I don't know if it gets more, like, I don't know if we have more usage for him, but I think what we've been seeing over his last handful of games is, pretty safe. So 21.0 points and rebounds. I like this one as our first play. And then our second play, I like the points prop for Wendell Carter Jr. at 12. So both of these have been bumped up, unfortunately, but the matchup with the Spurs is a very good one today for Wendell Carter Jr. I'm looking for him to keep his scoring going, as he has been scoring pretty well over the last few games. We'll take a look at those over on props.cash. And then I've already put this in a 2-pick power. So Wendell Carter, John Collins, taking the over on both of these. I consider this a bankroll builder. Not throwing a whole lot on this one. $20, 3x. That's a great way to start building out some bankroll. So those are my two plays. There's my slip. And that is what that's what I'm rolling with today. Until we get some clarification on some movement in the NBA, I'm not going to build too many slips out because I don't want to be the victim of a lot of refunds and DNPs and all that shit. So, well, where's the comment from 6-0? I knew Draymond Green was going to let us down, chair kicking ass. They're like, Draymond, you can't kick people and choke people anymore. Just kick the damn chairs. All right, I can do that. I can kick a chair. What's going on, 6-0? Appreciate you being here. Shy, good morning. Jesus, good morning. Everybody's in the house. Good morning. Appreciate y'all being here. Hit that like button on the way in. Definitely helps. Curry had 9 points. Is that what he really finished with? I knew he just wasn't doing a whole lot. When I checked the box score on DK app, on the DK Live app, he wasn't at the top of the scoring. Wiggins was. So I think at the time Wiggins had like 16 points or something. So I was like, damn, if he has 16, and I mean, where's Curry? I didn't like scroll down, but he finished with 9. That's not good. That's not good. Ramos says, no wonder Fontecchio ain't been playing like he's 6'7". Yeah. Kind of like Collins for a double-double. Me too. Collins double-double looks, that's definitely not a player prop on Prize Picks, but you can find it, I'm sure, like on Sleeper. Jock Market does have a double-double category. So if you can find it on Jock Market, that might be in play. Yesterday, Wemby's double-double hit. I played that. 10 rebounds and 10 points, or it's kind of a low number for him. Double-double right now. The only one that's on the board is Yusuf Nurkic versus the Jazz. So we're looking for Collins, though. Jim says Collins looks good at 8 rebounds and assists. Josh Green, Yeah, Josh Green's been on a roll lately. Tough matchup tonight against the Knicks, though. We can look at that. Curry's points. What's going on, Divine? Welcome in. Good morning, Damian. Good morning. What's going on? Ben Simmons, RA. Tyrese Halliburton double might be risky. Dave bumped his shit up though. So last time we were getting his assist at 6.5. It's at 8, right? Is it at 8? I think it's at 8 right now. I told y'all like that was way too low. It was a little risky last game because we weren't really sure of his minutes, and he played 26 minutes, I think. So it's just gonna keep getting. What we do need from him is a really terrible game or just a game where his minutes get shut down so that his props come back down. And then we can start taking the over on them at that low line. But yeah, he was like his PRA last game was 21.5. That's insanely low, insultingly low. But considering his minutes the minutes are down, I mean, he's not doing a whole lot. Good morning. What's going on, Mike? Michael, good morning. Cutler, what's going on? Good morning. Says Denver and LA game of the day. Yeah, should be fun. Yesterday, though, let me go ahead and switch over to PrizePicks. Yesterday, I don't know if y'all noticed this or not, but we didn't have too many lopsided games yesterday. I mean, the Cavs and Wizards, we probably thought that was going to blow out. That was an 8-point game. The Raptors and Hornets, 6-point game. Hawks and Celtics, 8-point game. The Warriors and 76ers, that one got out of hand. I mean, they won by 23, but the Heat and Spurs, 12-point game. I mean, for the Spurs to keep it within 15, that's pretty impressive, right? The Pistons knocking off the fucking Kings, they win by 13. That wasn't a blowout. That was just a bad game for the Kings. And then you had the Pelicans. Pelicans were up by 20, 21. Clippers closed the gap and lost by 11. So I would not consider any of those games except for the Warriors and 76ers. That was the only blowout. The rest of those games were super competitive. We finally got a day in the NBA where we weren't the victims of these lopsided games. So we need more of that. NBA is much more fun to watch. It's much more fun to wager and to play when games are like that. Much better product, for sure. All right. Went over my props. Plug props.cash. Let's pull John Collins up on the board. I like John Collins today. Seems like everyone was half a point off from hitting their numbers for your slips, Michael. Man, those 0.5. Jose. It says PG and Trey, 100% inside agents for PrizePicks. I think PrizePicks has quite a few inside. They have a few undercovers for sure. I was watching this documentary. I was watching this crime TV thing yesterday called Feds, where they send have informants inside like these big ass gangs and terrorist groups and stuff, and they're giving you like these details and stuff. And they had one guy that infiltrated MS-13 in East Massachusetts, in East Boston. And even just watching that, like, it was super scary. I was like, that guy has like the biggest balls to go inside that gang and just like not get diced up. Yeah, inside agents in PrizePicks, probably less risky working for PrizePicks than MS-13, but I wouldn't be surprised if there were a few guys on that payroll. I hope not. That sucks, but it feels like that sometimes. It feels like, what's stopping this player from going off today, and what's keeping this guy from scoring? Why is he missing all these shots, or why is he not passing the ball, or you know, as a conspiracy theorist in me, I'm always looking for that kind of information. What's going on, Ashley? Good morning. Cutler, good morning. Welcome in. Cassio, yo, what's up? Good morning. All right. I do want to talk about John Collins because I do like his PR, and I did see someone ask about his RA. We like Jokic assists today at 8.5. We got any Laker love? LeBron, LD, fuck is LD, AD. Maybe a bounce back spot for Reeves. Does this seem like a LeBron James game where this is his game? You know, where he's just gonna dominate. Is this game in LA? Yeah, it's in LA for sure. All right. Let's see if I miss anything. Scrolling up. We'll look at John Collins. We'll look at a few props for John Collins. Jim says, I hope my Chicago Bulls get some good trades. We need help. I wonder what teams are willing to give for Deion. I'm so bad with names today. I'm my bad. Andre Drummond. I wonder what teams are willing to give up for Andre Drummond or even DeMar DeRozan. All right. Damian says Josh Green under his PRA. I have not played Josh Green during this heater he's on, but we'll take a look at his numbers. It is not the best matchup for him versus the Knicks, so we could have something there with an under. Kuminga over assists. Let's look at Kuminga too. A few of his lines because I think this game is with Indiana will be a bit more competitive. I think they're favored in this game. It is a home game for them, but Kuminga had a pretty good game yesterday, but I don't think it was the type of game that we were all expecting from him. I mean, he had 18 points, 6 rebounds, and 5 assists. He had a very good game, but he didn't go over point prop. He didn't go over points and rebounds. He did go over PRA. I think his PRA opened at 28.5, but then it got bumped up to 29. So he pushed 29. He got over 28.5. So there is some room here for Kuminga to kind of bounce back. We can definitely take a look at his assists though. Divine, yeah. Let's look at AD's points. We'll look at AD's points, and then Damian also likes AD for his blocks and steals. So we got AD's points 24.5. That seems a little low. Ashley said, I don't like putting them on my slip yet if they're talking about calling out sick. Austin Reeves over points and assists for Inc. All right. Sometimes, oh my God, I spelled Reeves like I spelled my last name. Points and assists for Reeves. Sometimes the injury news definitely the injury news works in our favor when we like pay attention to it. But like using the injury news to target other players. So like if you think a player sits out today, like instead of just avoiding that player, look to somebody else on that team that will soak up that usage. So like, I don't know, in the event that Draymond Green sits tonight, what would that do for Jonathan Kuminga's minutes? What would that do for like Pajemski and players like that? That's one way you can use injury news to try to get an edge. All right, so here's what we got. We got 6 player props on the board. Let's talk about Collins, Jokic, Green, Kuminga, and Anthony Davis and Reeves. So we got Davis and Reeves. We can talk about those together. Kuminga. So we'll go Jokic, Reeves, and Davis. They're in the same game. Collins is an ISO. Josh Green's an ISO. and Jokic is in there. Who else was there? Kuminga's an ISO. All right. Let's do it. We're going to head over to props.cash. This is our first group, our first round of player props that we are going to break down. And we are going to start with Kuminga, being that the Golden State Warriors and Pacers are the first game that I'm looking at right here. So let's take a look. Let's take a look at, you know what? I saw a Curry points question in the chat. I'm just going to run through that real quick. I don't know who put that in there, but let's just cover that real quick since we're already in this game. Curry's points currently, I'm looking at them at 28.5. You're getting positive, where you're getting odds in favor of the under here. His head-to-head games with the Pacers, no games over the last season to look at. So we're going to have to focus on just the 10 games and 5 games. If you factor in, I mean, if you just take this game out, this is like not something we expect from Curry. I mean, maybe 5 games a year. If that, he'll score under 10 points. It's like one of the rare occasions he's not even getting you double digits. Projected for 26.8, so that's 27 points. I don't even want to say that, oh, if Halliburton happens to sit tonight, this is going to be a blowout. The Warriors are on the road, number one. Number two, the Pacers have a lot of talent on that team that can like keep up when their stars sit. And we've seen them keep games close when Halliburton has sat. I think this game stays competitive no matter what. So if we think it stays competitive, I do think his points are in play, but it's not a prop that I'm like anxious to throw in all my slips. If Halliburton was healthy, 100% healthy, no minute restrictions, I would love the over on this one, because I could just see this being a back and forth shootout type of game where Curry is, just letting it fly. I would love it more if we had more news on Halliburton. But if you're interested in his points, that's his last 10. This is his last 5. And then his projections are right at 27 points. All right, let's look at Jonathan Kuminga's. Let's roll through a few of these. So we got Jonathan Kuminga's points. If you're looking at his points today, they're sitting at 20.5, basically where they were yesterday. Minus 120 to the over here. 3 out of his last 5 games, he's gone over, which is, we want that. A 60% hit rate. 24 points over his last 10. He's scoring 23 over his last 5. So he's well over that line. Today, he's only projected for 20.48. So if you do the math, you would actually round down, because that's closer to 20 than it is to 21. So that's a point away from his line. I'm willing to say this man can get you 21 points today. It's too close. It's too thin of a difference there. I like the over on this one. We're getting good odds. We're getting favorable odds, I should say, for Jonathan Kuminga. Let's look at his assists. That was the original line. So 2.5 assists seems very low. The odds don't like this one at all. But he has 4 straight games of 3+ assists. We can look at that. Are his games this season? No games this season versus the Pacers. So we're only looking at his game logs here. A lot of his assist production has come over the last 4 games. Memphis, Atlanta, Brooklyn, and Philadelphia. Currently, Indiana is doing a great job at limiting assists. They are 5th in the league in assists allowed, that's top 5. It's pretty good. He is projected for 3.3. 2.5 assists is not a large number, but honestly, if you're looking for a prop for him, I think his points are definitely in play. Rebounds look fine at 5.5. If they're probably bumped up to 6, I don't think that's a bad number. His PRA is sitting at 29 right now on the dots. He is projected for 30 PRA. I think this might be a Jonathan Kuminga kind of game. So I like a lot of his props, but I do like the over on those points. They're under 21. They haven't moved since the same line from yesterday. So I like the fact that we're getting it in a much better matchup for him. So I definitely like his points. Anything else for Kuminga? We typically look at those 3 points, rebounds, PR, and PRA. His PR is projected for 27.24. This this opened up at 25.5 over on BetMGM and Caesars, DraftKings. Prize Picks has Kuminga's lines 26.5 and 22.5 with his points and assists. So listen, if you think he scores, if you think he gets the over on his points, which I think he does, gets you 21 today. He doesn't need very many assists to get the over on his points and assists. I mean, do you believe? I feel like would you be surprised if Kuminga gets you 23 actual points and goes over his PA and his points at the same time? I would not. So I think his points and assists are actually the best prop to take for him right now. It offers a little bit more upside, and then there's a little bit more insurance there too. So I actually like his points and assists. All right. Kuminga, Curry out the way. Who else? Okay, so Dallas and New York. We were looking at Josh Green's PRA. So this game against New York is not a good one. Not a good matchup. If you want to spin the narrative, Dallas coming into the Garden, revenge game for Brunson. I don't think it's a revenge game. Dallas didn't want to re-sign him and pay him all that money, but they put him on the map, and he got that massive contract from New York because of his time in Dallas. I don't think it's a revenge game, but we know players want to show out against former teams. Josh Green's sitting at 17 PRA, so we got to bump this up. But his current line, or his original line, was 16.5. Odds were in favor of the over. So let's move this up, and that shifts it from 4 straight overs to 3 overs and a push. Head-to-head games with the Knicks, he does have one to look at, and that came about a month ago, where he did put up 23 PRA. So he's done it before. He is projected for 17.2 PRA. So he is projected for the push. If you think he can squeeze one more P or R or A, push a P, I just caught that. If you think he can push some P out today, then you like the over on this one, regardless of the matchup, because there's positive history there between he and the Knicks, and you're getting solid projections as well. I actually don't mind this one. The sample size is not a big sample size, so it's not like, he crushes the Knicks, but it was a bad matchup for him then. It's a bad matchup for him now. So I don't know. What do y'all think about Josh Green's PRA at 17? How many minutes is he getting now? So what is Josh Green? He's a small forward. He's a wing. I mean, wings have done pretty well against the Knicks. I mean, LeBron didn't go over his line, but well over 30 PRA. Taurean Prince, Ben Shepherd, Miles Bridges, Cody Martin, Brandon Miller. Wings, wow, there's a lot of green. Yeah, I mean, Josh Green's getting his 30-plus minutes a game. He's putting up double-digit shots over the last 5 games. Yeah, he's making 50% of them, basically. So I definitely see the logic in taking the over on Josh Green's PRA. That matchup is not good. But, if you like what you see here, you like the minutes and everything, then I definitely don't hate the over on this one. I thought it'd be a lot worse, to be honest. When I was going to look at this, I thought it'd be a little worse, and it'd be like more of an obvious under. But I can definitely see the case. If you want to take the over on this one, there's a lot there going for you. All right. Who else? Nothing in Chicago. We got Collins. Let's look at John Collins, and then we got 3 players from the Denver LA game. So let's look at John Collins. So we can look at his PRA, 22.5 points, rebounds, and assists. The odds are not in favor of this, but his game logs are. His head-to-head matchup with the Phoenix Suns, he has 3 of those this season, and he's crushed in every single one of these games. So despite the odds not being in our favor, the game logs are. Points look fine at 14.5. If you like his PR, he has to score points. He's not grabbing you 23 boards tonight. Rebounds alone, minus 142 to the over. If you're finding this at 6.5, this is a solid play. If you want to take a look at his PR, which is what I had on the board, which is what I played, he has back-to-back games versus the Suns going over this with 29 and 27. And then his PR looks fantastic. So he has 8 straight games of going over this. I'm definitely not worried about any regression on this one because he's not playing over his head. He's a 22 rebounder, points and rebounds guy on the season. He's at 25. I mean, that's not crazy. Those aren't crazy numbers. Most of these games, he's in the low to mid 20s. So very few games is he over 30. 1, 2, 3 games. The rest of those games are kind of where you want him to be. His projections look pretty solid at 21.84. His PRA also looks solid at 22.98. So that's roughly 23 PRA for John Collins. So I think John Collins is in play. I think there was a question about his rebounds and assists. We'll take a look at that. These have been bumped up to 8, I believe. At 7.5, you were getting really good odds. But even at the 8, if we bump this up, it still doesn't change anything with his last 5 games. So he's got 4 straight games of going with 9 or more rebounds and assists. Head-to-head games with the Suns, he has 3 straight games this season where he's gotten you 12 or more rebounds. And then again, if we want to look at his projections, 7.7 rebounds today, 1.14 assists for a total of 8.91. So that's well over his 7.5 and even 8 RA line. So yeah, John Collins is definitely in play on a few different player props. Denver and LA. Let's look at Jokic's assists. We'll kick things off with his assist. Sitting at 8.5. I feels a little low, but let's just look at this. Back-to-back games of 11 and over. 4 out of his last 5, 5 out of his last 6 against the Lakers. So there we go. Well, he plays the Lakers really well. All that was for the Lakers. That last graph was all against the Lakers. Over his last 10, not as much green. So seems to step it up, play well versus the Lakers. Now, over his last 10 overall, he does have 2 games out of the last 3 with 12 or 12, exactly 12. 2 out of his last 5, though. His assists have not been there over his last 10. I mean, he does have games where he's gone over, but it's, 50% hit rate, which is it's not great. His last 5 games look a little worse. Last 5 games, he only has a 40% hit rate. Let's go back to his games against the Lakers. So yeah, a lot of those are playoff games. I understand that, but he did have 1 game this season back in October where he did dish out 11 assists. The odds are not great. It's kind of a coin flip. Minus 118 to the over, minus 108 to the under. He's projected for just 8 assists. That seems really low. If you know something that I don't know on why his projections look like this, leave it in the chat. I'm willing to go with the history versus LA and the odds as well that are slightly in favor of the over. I think 9 assists is definitely in play for Jokic. All right, let's look at Anthony Davis's points, and then we'll look at his blocks and steals. Jose, I got my screen split here. All I see is Collins is off the board. Motherfucker. If he's getting traded today, then I'm getting my money back. That's just that. But damn. It also could mean that somebody else is being moved from Utah, and now they're just going to bump his lines up. So yeah, everybody's commenting on John Collins. Son of a bitch. Hold on. I'm going to put a pause on this real quick, everyone, because I just want to pull up some injury news, or at least try to find something real quick to see if there's anything that's moving. Buddy Hield just got traded to the 76ers. So what does that do for the other pieces on Indiana? Somebody pull up Indiana's props on Prize Picks, see if they're on the board. I think as players get traded, they're just going to take the teams off the board. Who else do we got? So that's the only news that I see right now is Buddy Hield just got traded to the 76ers. And that's it. Nothing on John Collins yet. All right. Anthony Davis. So 24.5 is his line on Prize Picks. This got bumped up from 23.5. History versus the Nuggets is right here. Over his last 10 games, however, Anthony Davis has performed very well, going over this line in 60% of his games. Over his last 5, he's only gone over in 2 of those 5 games. We all know he has 30-point upside, but man, his history against the Nuggets, it is something to pay attention to. If you're willing to pay attention to Jokic's history against the Lakers, you have to be willing to pay attention to Anthony Davis's history against the Nuggets. These are not all playoff games. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them are. This one is this season, and these other 3 are just from regular season games. So regular season or playoff, Anthony Davis has struggled against the Nuggets at home and on the road. So, and this line is being bumped up to 24 right now. He is projected for just 23. I'm not too sure on his points after looking at that. I'll be honest. However, his blocks and steals look okay. Are his blocks and steals really at 2.5? That's not right. That's not right. Is it? 2.5. Wow, that seems really low. 4 straight games of 3+ blocks and steals for AD, and then against the Nuggets, much better numbers in terms of blocks and steals. He does have 4 games. 3 of those are playoff games. His last game against the Nuggets, he got 2. Now, this game is being played at home, so maybe home cooking serves Anthony Davis well. If we just want to pull up his home games, over his last 10 home games, I spit like all over my screen. You can't see it, but I can. Over his last 10 home games, he is averaging 3 blocks and steals, and just over his last 10 games, averaging 3. So nothing seems to change whether he's on the road or not. So yeah, I don't know. His points don't look all that good, to be honest. Who else was there? Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves in his points and assists. So Austin Reeves currently right now over on Prize Picks is sitting at a 19.5 points and assists line. And that's what we're getting it at a higher line on some of these books. So BetMGM has this at 19.5, Caesars 19.5, DraftKings 19.5. Let's just pull up DraftKings odds since it's at 19.5. He's gone over this in 4 straight games. He's gone over this in 6 out of his last 10. We all know what he did against the Celtics. It is coming down to earth a little bit, but if he can get you 20, that's perfectly fine. It gets the over. He is projected for 22.34 points and assists. Head-to-head games versus the Nuggets. He showed out in the playoffs. We know that. However, he did only get 18 points and assists. Now, back in October, I guarantee you his points and assist line was not 18. I bet you it was something like 15 and a half. So he goes over that line. I'm sure he went over his points and assists against the Nuggets back in October. He just plays well against the Nuggets. This one is in play. I like it. Minus 125 to the over. Again, positive history versus this team, and you're getting pretty solid projections as well. All right. All right, so this is what we covered. We got Jokic over. I said we got Jokic over. Kuminga over his points. Kuminga over his points and assist. I don't think his assists are necessary today, but if you like his game logs, and his projections at 3, you like the over on this one, but the odds weren't really matching up. I don't know. If you feel Anthony Davis comes out and plays inspired basketball today because of the statue being unveiled, that's one thing. But just based off the data that I'm seeing, it doesn't look like the points are in play for Anthony Davis. Josh Green, I mean, he needs 18 points, rebounds, and assists today. You have a healthy Luka and you have a healthy Kyrie. If everybody suits up, I'd be willing to take the under on this one, but I definitely understand if you want to take the over based off what we just looked at with his game log. So I got to take a stand on something. I can't like leave these unmarked. I got to click something. Like yesterday, I left Cade Cunningham's assist unchecked, and Vegan D in the Discord asked me how come John Collins got removed from the board too. Yeah, so I was like, wait, didn't we have 6? Yeah, I left Cade Cunningham's assist unchecked because they got bumped up to 7 and I wasn't sure. So for the sake of the video, I do have to like make a stand. So but I'm not always right. Y'all know that. All right, let's clear this shit out. What do we got? All of Jazz players are off the board. Really? Somebody got traded. Cutler says Pacers are still up. Kelly O got traded. Okay. DF, what's going on, man? Welcome in. Appreciate you being here. 51 on the stream. Awesome. Thank y'all so much. Hit that like button. Means a lot. Goes a long way. Strength in numbers. What's going on? I don't believe I've seen you in the chat before, so welcome. Welcome aboard. Appreciate you being here. Menace TV, what's going on? Welcome in. Infamous, what's going on? Jose said Gordon Hayward just got dealt to the Thunder. It's all starting to come out now. All right. That was our first round of player props. We'll pull up a second round real quick. But before we do that, take a quick breather. Now, I mentioned this in a previous stream, but if you all are in a state where you can play books, BetMGM has a fantastic bet and get promo right now. Bet $5, get 158 in bonus bets over on BetMGM. Now, I can't play this because I'm in Texas. I tried to do it. My location was immediately denied. I even tried to lie and say I lived in Virginia to see how far I could get it. And it got to a point where I had to like disclose locate, like they double checked it and I couldn't get past that screen. But if you are in a state that allows this, then definitely bet 5, get 158 in bonus bets over on BetMGM. Here's what you need to do. Just download the BetMGM app, iOS or Android. You see it right there on the screen. Sign up. My link down there at the bottom of the screen. Deposit $5. That's it. Deposit $5. Play $5 and immediately get $158 in bonus bets. Pretty decent deal there. So any questions about that, let me know. I'll do my best to answer all that. So it's not often we talk about sports books, not often we go over, but I'm sure a lot of you are in states that allow sports books and BetMGM. So definitely take a look at that and let me know if you have any questions. Nice little break from the player props there. And we are back on Prize Picks. So let's take a look at this board and see what we got going on. No Jazz. Pacers are up. It's weird that Buddy Hield got dealt to the 76ers and the Pacers are still up, but Olynyk gets dealt and the Jazz are not up. Interesting. All right. Let me move back over to props.cash real quick because we do still have Austin Reeves pulled up. I don't want to throw this on the second round of player props because we just talked about him. So let me just quickly take a look at Austin Reeves' points for strength in numbers. Who wanted to look at that says that Austin Reeves goes off against Denver. So these are Austin Reeves' points versus Denver. These are playoff games. Some of them, this is a regular season game. So his last 10 matchups with the Nuggets, he's averaging 16 points. Over his last 10, he is averaging 17. And then over his last 5, he's averaging 19 points. So, that Boston game really helped out his average without LeBron and AD in there. But the other games with those guys in, he's still putting up numbers. Last game against Charlotte, that game kind of sucked. So are we in the spot where he bounces back? We talk about that with Kuminga being a bounce back spot. Didn't have the best of scoring nights. Did put up points, but not enough. Is this a game where we see a similar situation with Austin Reeves? Right now, his points are at 14.5, says strength in numbers. So we're seeing it at 15. So the odds are in favor of the under at 15.5. Now at 14.5, I don't know if any other book has it. So at 14.5, DraftKings has this at minus 140, minus 125 on Caesars, and minus 120 on BetMGM. So, that's a really huge shift, right? From 14.5 to 15. That's what 1 point can do for you. So on 3 books at 14.5, Austin Reeves does look in play with his points. I thought that was his points at first. Like, there's no way he's projected for more points than AD. But for Austin Reeves' points, he is projected tonight for 16.48. Hey, man, Austin Reeves likes Kobe Bryant, too. That's his favorite player growing up. Remember, LeBron's giving him shit for that? I don't know. Does he come out and play inspired basketball? His points look good at 14.5 for sure. All right. Back over on Prize Picks. Let's get this going. All right, let me scroll up. Let's see if I missed anything. I don't think so. All right, let's start off. We got AD's points. Talked about that. We haven't talked about Durant. So we'll pull up Durant and then Divine. We'll pull up Draymond Green. Draymond Green burnt me yesterday. If you played his props, then he definitely didn't help your slips. But I want to go right back to him today. I always talk about this, going right back to a player that did not perform. It doesn't always work out, but sometimes we miss out on that game. We're so pissed off at this player, and then we miss out on the next game. I think that's a great opportunity to go right back to a player. As long as their lines haven't been inflated or bumped up too much, But definitely, let's take a look at Draymond and his rebounds. Let's take a look at Kevin Durant. We got his PRA up there at 39.5. That's for Cutler. Slutty Santana, what's up? Good morning. Welcome into the chat, the stream. Appreciate you being here. Kobe White points and assists. I tell you what, if we think there's movement on the Bulls today, oh, that looks different. Did that literally just change? This little selection down here? Yeah, anyway, I got distracted by that. Okay, if we think people get traded today on the Bulls, I mean, I say jump on some of these player props now, because Kobe White, in the event DeRozan gets traded, or even Caruso, you got guys like DeSumo and Kobe White that should have a pretty strong usage rate today. Jamal Murray over blocks and steals. Menace, you like his over on his blocks and steals? Yeah, let's pull up his blocks and steals. I'm just going to select more right now. Prize Picks is now, they're really rushing us to put a slip in. Do y'all notice the difference in these less and more options down here, whereas before it was blank? They are really rushing you. Like, it's a very, very like psychological ploy to like push you to hurry up, get this in, hurry up. That's why this is down here. So like, usually you want to take your time. You're just kind of building it out. Then you want to go and start selecting your overs and unders. But with this new edition, they are making you make a choice right now. So it is sneaky. It is very sneaky on their part. Fade everything, says Infamous. It's your birthday? Prize Picks not getting me today. Good morning and happy birthday, Infamous Mel. Happy birthday. Many more to you. Hope your day is awesome. You're gonna totally take the day off from your player props today. I don't mind that at all. All right. Yeah, we'll take a look at Draymond's rebounds and assists. Santana. ROK, what's up? Good morning. Good morning. Chilling. I'm new, yeah. Jalen Duren. Jalen Duren first half. He had a really good game yesterday. You can't just select it. Like, you cannot just select it and it goes over into your build. You have to make a choice. Ooh, that's sneaky. That is very sneaky. We can take a look at his. We can take a look at that. Just replace Collins with Paolo over assists. Oh, that's a nice call, 6-0. Good morning. Have his assists been bumped up to 6, 7? They're at 5.5 now. We were getting this at what, 4.5 for a while? 5? It's been bumped up to 5.5. Yeah, this is his new floor. Hopefully we get some trade news while we're on. Yeah, as much as I love to, I don't know if I can stay on past 2 hours. Yep, I tried. Same here, 6. I tried it. I was like, damn, I want that 158. And they're like, nah, not for you. Yeah, there is no there is no cohesiveness with sports betting. Some states are all about it. Some states are not. Some states allow some. You know, some allow others. North Carolina is now, getting FanDuel, I think. You got Arizona that just opened it up, and that's a huge one for BetMGM. So it's not all 100% across the board yet. Maurice, what's going on? What's going on in the prop hood? We're figuring it out. We're definitely figuring it out. Can we look at Kobe PA? Says Manuel. Yeah, got his points. No, we got his PA on the board, right? We got his PA right there. Yeah, we'll look at that. Pascal over PR. Maybe it's for customer service convenience. Customer's convenience. It could be, but my conspiracy theorist mind always shifts it to what are they up to? Everybody's on Kobe. We're seeing Kobe White over points over PA. We got Trey Jones and Paolo assist combo. That has to be too low. If it's still up there, sometimes those are too good to be true. They just yank those right back off the board. It's like an intern made a mistake and they're like, what are you doing? Get that shit off the board. Damn Southern states. All right. Yeah, Tay, we got Green's rebounds up there for sure. I want to go right back to Green today because he pissed me off so bad yesterday. Let's go right back to him. And I see this Pascal Siakam PR. All right. I wonder what Buddy Hield not being in Indiana does for everybody, basically. Points and rebounds. Like the over on this one. I already got 6 on the board. Do I really? We'll look at it. We'll look at it anyway. We like the over on Draymond. We like the... Why did I say it like that? We like the over on Draymond Green. And we like the over on Kevin Durant. Looks like we're going all overs with this round. All right, let's go. I'm going to start with Pascal Siakam's points and rebounds because I could not add that to the board. So I just want to make sure that I don't forget that. So let's start with Indiana and Golden State. And I tell you what, I will tell you what. We'll do the PR for Pascal Siakam, and then we'll just look at Draymond Green's rebounds in the same game. So Pascal Siakam points and rebounds. We like his points and rebounds. So let's look at his points first because that's a huge part of the PR. Minus 120 on the over, minus 106 on the under. 3 straight games. You see that ascension with his points there. You see that elevated play. Now, at some point, because he's not a 30 points per game guy, there is room for a little bit of regression here, but not too much. It should at some point kind of level out to that 23, 24 points. Or maybe we're seeing just, this is who he is now in Indiana, a new lease on life. And maybe he's just playing inspired basketball. But usually when we see this, it's like, how much higher can it go, right? At some point, it does need to come back down a little bit. So that's just the reality of it. If we take a look at his PR, which is currently set at 20, his PR over on Prize Picks is at 29.5. It is bumped up. So have these been bumped up because of the heel trade? Or was this already going to happen? Every single book has this at 28.5, and Prize Picks has this at 29.5. So I do feel like this is due to the healed move. So you're playing the bump there. We can't even look at sample size of Pascal playing without Buddy Hield because there is none. He wasn't around the whole season as a Pacer. So we really just got to go by this. Head-to-head matchups with the Golden State Warriors. He does have one game this season. He did put up 22 points. That did come in. Wait, was that in a Pacers uniform? I don't know about this bump. We definitely do need Halliburton to play. I think Pascal. Well, let's just pull this up. So I'm assuming that all of these games were as a Pacer, right? So games played without Halliburton, he's gone over this line just 2 times out of 5 games. That's all we got. So I kind of do want Halliburton to play. I mean, Halliburton plays. I think that does help Siakam's upside. So I'll just leave it at that. If Halliburton plays, especially if Halliburton gets extra run today, I think the over is in play at the 29.5. But I don't think this is one of those situations where Halliburton sits and then Pascal Siakam goes off for 50. All right, let's take a look at Draymond Green's rebounds. A lot of people are on his rebounds. What was the other one for Draymond Green? I saw his rebounds. Was that it? No RA. So rebounds right now, 5.5. We know it's at 6 on Prize Picks, so let's bump that up to 6. Look, even in yesterday's game where he didn't come through for the prop that I played, he did grab 6 boards, and he did it in limited run. So what did he play? He played less than 25 minutes yesterday. He played 18 minutes yesterday. So he's averaging a rebound per 3 minutes, basically, in that game. He pulled down 10 boards against Brooklyn and played 30 minutes. He's averaging 1 rebound per 3 minutes. Is that his thing? He just, every 3 minutes, he grabs a board? Interesting. Nothing to look at for head-to-head. We don't have anything this season. And we have this nice little up and down pattern here. Like under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, right? I know these are pushes, but you see what I'm saying here? This is up and down. He's projected for 6.9 rebounds today, which is 7. Fast-paced matchup. Man, I like the upside here. I think the game total on this is 250, some shit like that. Hopefully it's an even 250. Hopefully it's not one of these like blowouts where it's a 30-point spread. But yeah, Draymond Green's rebounds look good. And I like going back to him because he stunk it up yesterday. All right. Are we going to Chicago next? Let's take a look at Kobe White's. PA. Pacers. So Pacers trade Hield and they get Marcus Morris, Kirk Moss, and 3 second-round picks. That was a smart move because Hield was coming up. He was going to be a free agent. So they got something for him. All right, 3 straight games of 30 or more points and assists for Kobe White, which is pretty strong. The last 5 games look a ton better than his last 10. Head-to-head matchup with the Memphis Grizzlies. 1 game this season, and he only put up 22 points and assists. I want to try this out real quick. Looking at his projections, he is projected for basically 30 points and assists and 30 points and rebounds. So projections do like this one, but I do want to Caruso is day to day. Let's take DeRozan off the team, and just over his last 10 games played without DeMar DeRozan. I know this looks bad, but this is not really relevant to our situation today because there are only 2 games this season. The rest of these are last year where Kobe White had a completely different role. His usage was down. It's not the same at all. So in these 2 games, he had a 6er and a 30 points and assist effort here. So 1 and 1 over his last 2 games. There's not enough sample size here to really use that, but just wanted to see what that looked like. I mean, it's in play. The matchup is there, and it's on the road. So, I mean, I know the blowout risk is there with the Grizzlies, but they're still playing tough, right? Like they're not giving up. They're going out there and playing hard. So they're trying to keep shit competitive. On the road this season, over his last 10 games, Kobe White has not hit this very often. Only a 40% hit rate, and then at home, 40% hit rate. This is kind of a coin flip, to be honest. For me, if you want to just look at his points, we can do that. Now, I don't know what they are on Prize Picks. We didn't look at his points, but if they're in that 24.5 range, 25, 3 straight games of going over this, he's projected for just under 25. So, I mean, I would definitely look to either his points and assist because it does offer more upside because you get the extra category of the assist. Points and rebounds don't look bad either. Points and rebounds are actually pulling in slightly better odds. And then if you want to take a look at his PRA, I think his points and rebounds are the best line out of these 3. But his points and assists, points and rebounds are giving you the exact same projections for Kobe White. This could change in a heartbeat if somebody gets traded today from the Bulls and we don't know who that person is. And we definitely don't have a sample size. So we just got to go with the fact that he's probably going to get a ton of usage if somebody gets moved today. A ton more usage. All right, let's look at Durant's PRA. We got Durant, Murray, Duran, and Paolo. So let's just go in order here. Let's go Durant PRA. Now this one is getting pretty flat odds, minus 115 to both sides. 39.5 is his line. He's gone over this in just 2 out of his last 5 games, 4 out of his last 10. Believe he plays the Jazz pretty well. 2 out of the last 3 games. All 3 played this season. We love seeing that. 56 and 57. It's pretty good numbers. Is this a back and forth between Durant and Markkanen? He's just projected for 37.5. So the projections are not there. The odds are just kind of flat. Kind of don't know what to do with these. I wonder if Prize Picks will give us a like a promo today, like a discounted play. But there's his PRA. Great history against the Jazz. Not so much over his last 10. Not so much over his last 5. And then his projections are okay. Jamal Murray, blocks and steals. So A lot of red here. Blocks and steals is actually one of the few projections that are in favor of the over. So he has 5 straight games of 2 or more blocks and steals. Definitely see why you're on this one. So over his last 5 games, he's averaging 2. Over his last 10, he's averaging 1. Against the Lakers, let's look at that. So in the playoffs, he was a menace. I mean, he was just swiping everything. Last game on the 24th of October, didn't get it done. And then the 2 regular season games from last season, you see right there, 2 and 1. So Austin Reeves will turn the ball over a little bit, as will D'Angelo Russell. So I definitely see like the logic here and how that correlates. You got a player who is heating up or just kind of being very consistent with his steals and blocks, playing a backcourt that is not the sharp, not the like smoothest in terms of protecting the ball. So this one does make sense to me, taking the over on this one. All right, let's look at Jalen Duren's first half real quick. We also, if you're new here, appreciate you being here. Hit that like button. Definitely appreciate the support. But if you're new here, we can look at first half. We can look at first quarter. We can pull up pretty much anything on props.cash. So if it's on the board, we can look it up. So first half PRA for Jalen Duren. This one's sitting at 14, right? This one will be bumped up to 15 if it hasn't already. So you're still getting it at. Jalen Duren just got pulled off the board. I just want to double check because I know I had him on the board. Yeah. Jalen Duren is off the board right now. Our boy Colin Sexton's up there. So I don't even know if we need to look at this right now, but real quick, last 5 games, 4 out of his last 5 games, he's gotten you 14 or more. In the event this gets put back on the board at 14, you have a nice little 5-game log here. He is projected for 28. He's projected for 31 PRA. If you divide that by 2, very simple strategy here. It doesn't always mean it's going to go this way, but that does equal 16 PRA per half. 15 and a half, really. So it's in play if it gets put back on the board. If it doesn't, then we don't play it. All right, let's look at Banchero's assist. His assists now are at 5.5 for the full game. Minus 130 on the under. Let me hit you with some knowledge here. We were looking at this last game against Miami, and he was also getting odds to the under. And I know this game log looks incredible, and at some point he will not get this prop. He's not going to get 6 assists for the rest of the year. We know that. But what I was saying then, and I'll say it again, is in all these games, I guarantee you the odds were not all in favor of the over. In a lot of these games, the odds were in favor of the under, but he goes out and he still gets it done. So if you feel like, again, he continues this streak, it is very difficult to ignore this production. He is not playing above his head. He's playing within the game, and he's just getting this shit done. If you are at odds, like this shit is going to stop at some point and it's minus 130 to the under, then you are staying away from this and you are not touching it. So you're definitely not, you're not on the fence on this one. You're either playing it, you're all on it, or you're not at all. There is no like, I don't know. Projections are there. Game logs are there. Now, if you need something to like sway you off, last game he went over. Last 2 games he didn't. And these are last season. So recent game log shows the over against the Spurs, who are a pretty good matchup for him. Bottom of the league in assists allowed, giving up 28 per game. The responsible player prop enthusiast in me wants to say, do not take this over because the odds say not to. But sometimes a player is just on one, and you have to recognize that shit, and you need to just ride that wave out. So if you want to ride that wave, you ride it, because his ass he's dishing right now. It's fun though. Like when you see this, it's fun. But there is Paolo Banchero. 8 straight games of 6 or more assists. Fantastic. And that's it. That's it. Second round done. We went over 7 player props in that round. When you factor in Pascal Siakam's PR, we talked about that. We talked about Jalen Duren, even though he got removed from the board, we still gave him his time. And there you go. There you go. Collins is back. Mavs want Gafford. I don't see any news right now. So I just now see the Gordon Hayward traded to the Thunder. Damn, that just really clogs up everything. Are they going to trade Giddey? Why do you need Hayward there? Hayward, Jalen Williams, Giddey, Dort, the other Jalen Williams. Oh, okay, here we go. So we got Gafford traded to the Mavs. Okay. Alec Burks traded back to the Knicks. He played there for a while. Kelly Olynyk and Ochai Agbaji traded to the Raptors. All right. You got Hield traded to the Sixers. Okay, so there's your moves right now. Like no real big names. I think the biggest name on this is Hield. But no Kelly O and no Agbaji in Utah. So Chris Dunn, Walker Kessler maybe starts to see a little bit more run. Oh, really? Bojan finally got traded. He has been on the block for like his whole career. And he finally got traded to the Knicks. Knicks are loading up on shooters. Holy shit. The Knicks are going shopping in the Pistons backcourt with Burks and Bojan. Holy shit. All right. Let's run through a few more player props. Appreciate y'all being here. Really, really do. Hit that like button on your way in. That's all I ask. Support the channel. Goes a long way. More than you know. All right. Where do we leave off? Where did we leave off? All right. I'm going to take these off the board now. And, oh, that's first half. What about that assist combo? Is it still up? The assist combo category is like not even there. Well, if you played the Trey Jones and Paolo assist combo, you got it before they yanked the entire fucking category off the board. That's like, oh, I'm going to go to the library and check out this book. Like, oh, they don't have that book. What do you mean? Oh, they just don't have a library there anymore. They just took the library away. Took the whole damn category away. Let's see. Got Pascal in there. We got Kobe in there. Yeah, so JR says that was a steal of a prop, that combo assist prop. Sounds like it's a steal. Let's see. 60 says he's going back to green also. I'm right there with you. Ramo, you're welcome. Cutler. Giannis over rebounds and assists minus 125, maybe no Lillard, and good history. So all right, so we're looking at the over for Ugo and his 18.5 rebounds and assists. Jose says, I'm thinking Neesmith points over without Boudreaux healed. I don't think he's Caribbean, right? He's from the Bahamas. I don't know where he's from, but I think his real name is like Charlemagne, or it's like not Buddy. It's definitely not Buddy. He's got a cool first name. It's definitely not a common name though. I would love to see these players with their birth names, not their nicknames. And that's why I call Giannis Ugo. That's his Nigerian name. Sounds cool. Neesmith. Now, didn't Neesmith piss a lot of people off last game? I don't know what his point prop was, but I feel like people were not happy with the end result. That Rockets game, Neesmith had 10 points. He definitely went under because there's no way his point prop was 10 or less. So you're liking that over without Hield in there. Draymond had foul trouble yesterday, Jose. I mean, that's just like, he starts the game with like, I don't feel like he even like gets in the game flow until he picks up a foul. Yeah, he had 3 personal fouls. I think he picked them up in the first half, right? All right, Santana. I see Kyrie Irving, PA. Identical lines for his points and rebounds and points and assists, which tells you that his scoring, like it tells you that his points are in play as well. That's the common prop between those two, is his points. So points could be in play as well. Cutler says Cavs versus Nets is another good game to target. I pulled up like the news and I saw Cade Cunningham's name and I was like, holy shit, they traded Cade Cunningham? No, it's just he's out. There's like an update on his ankle or whatever. Yeah, this is all old stuff. Okay. It's like that's some news for you right there. If Cade Cunningham got traded 2 years into his career, #1 draft pick, just like, we're done with his ass. We got Killian Hayes over here. R. Skinner, what's up? Good morning. First time seeing you in the stream, in the chat. Appreciate you being here. I feel you on this one. I did play two pick powers consisting of players that I don't think will get traded today, but I definitely understand that logic in terms of not making a ton of slips until the deadline is done, or until like a lot of it is clear, because not just players being pulled away and your slips get the DNPs, but like taking unders on certain players only to learn that somebody got traded and now their usage is going to go up. It's like a complete waste of a slip. So Definitely see that. Cutler said Ben Simmons 6.5 assist demon. You don't say. He's all happy in his picture because he's like, I just took all your fucking money. So on the demons, you can only go over. So there is no under on this one. 60 says Clay has been solid on the under last 7 to 8 games. Are you looking at Clay? What for Clay? Points? Let's pull up his PRA and then we can kind of break it down from there. Yep, Ashley Burke got traded. I'm late on all these comments. I'm just kind of scrolling through, making sure I don't miss anything. But yeah, 6-0. Green definitely needs his foul to get going. It's like, some players ask a teammate to slap them in the face before they come out for like pregame. Some snort coke. Draymond just like needs to punch somebody in the dick, and then like he's I'm good. Pick up a flagrant and he goes for 40 points, something like that. Shavano, yeah. What did I say? Charlemagne. I was kind of close. Shavano, that's a dope name. All right, play of the day. Jim is already calling his play of the day. 8.5 rebounds and assists for John Collins. John, don't call me Jonathan Collins. All right, got it. Do we like Draymond's RA? Well, I don't even know what his RA is. We definitely like his rebounds though. You like this one? Clay over 4 points in the first quarter, Cutler. So we got someone saying take the under on Clay. And then we got Clay over on first quarter points. So are we looking for him to just like, it is very possible to go over first quarter points and not go over full game points. Like you're kind of like middling the props on the same player in the game. You can do that if you have the props up. Jordan Clarkson will probably, yeah. So we're talking about the usage in terms of Olynyk not being in there and Agbaji being dealt to. Who did he get traded to? Raptors. Yeah. Olynyk will eat into some assists, so that might help the upside for Jordan Clarkson. Ashley's calling it. Ashley's play of the day. She says Ben Simmons over his PRA, and I believe his PRA is 18.5, if I'm not mistaken. Unless it got bumped down, which would be even better. Says, why is Simmons points so low? I don't know. Honestly. He's not 100% right now. He's playing, I think he only played like 20 minutes last game. In that game versus the Mavericks. Wasn't that his first game back? Or one of his like second game back? Ben Simmons only played 20 minutes yesterday. So like he's definitely on a minutes restriction or a minutes limit right now. So it's probably why his numbers are pretty low. All right, so let's see what we got here. And then also, hey, I'm trying to look up injury news or trade news. So if something pops up, just throw it in the chat. Just throw it in the chat. Let everybody know. It's all good. All right. So what we have here, we have Ugo over his 18 rebounds and assists. We got Neesmith. We'll take a look at his points without Shavano there. We got Irving over his points and assists. We'll take a look at Ben Simmons, 6.5 assists, and a few of his other props. And then Klay Thompson, 23.5. I got his PRA up there because I know there was a stat given to us in terms of his under hitting pretty frequently. But we also got a request for his points at 4.5. So points are not up there right now for first quarter. But his first half points are at 9. So I'm not going to throw that on the board. Well, no, I'll leave his PRA up there. We can just look at all that stuff together. So we got 5 on the board. Cutler says no Cam Johnson, so Ben Simmons is starting, plus the history versus the Cavs. Jose says Ben versus Cavs seems like a trap in his opinion. We'll find out. We'll take a look at it. Klay's minutes have fallen off, but first quarter he's getting his usual minutes, plus fast pace game versus the Pacers. Okay. That makes sense. ROK calling his play of the day right now is Victor Wembanyama over his 2.5 blocks. So if y'all already have a play of the day, throw it in the chat and I'll put it on the board and we'll throw these over in the Discord. If you're new here, what we typically do at the end of the stream is just take everybody's favorite play of the day. I put them on the list. I throw it in the Discord. And if you want to tail that as a slip, you can do that. If you just need like an extra play, there's tons of resources in the Discord, and a lot of it comes from the live stream. All right, Santana, I got Klay in there under, and then we'll also take a look at his first half points. First quarter points are not on there at the moment on Prize Pick. So we got a lot to go over. Let's take a look over on props.cash, and this will more than likely be our final round of player props, aside from some one-offs if you have an extra one after we're done here. But I think we're approaching well over 20 player props covered already in the stream. All right, any players that we can group together? Nah, they're all from different games. So let's start with Ugo. I'm gonna keep calling him Ugo. The man's mama named him Ugo. I'm calling him Ugo. Rebounds and assists. Nice. Awesome. One of my good friends who also has a YouTube channel, and I should plug him on this. I should plug him on the stream a little bit more. Nerd affiliated. He got demonetized and had to. YouTube made him work to get remonetized, and he just sent me a text saying that it's good now. So proud of him. That's awesome. I'm gonna have to give him a call after the stream. 18 and a half rebounds and assist today. Looking at the over on this one, possibly no Damian Lillard today, right? Dame's on the injury report, so keep that in mind. I'm just trying to pull up the official injury report. Anybody else out or possibly out for Middleton's out. Middleton's already out, and we got Dame on the questionable tag. So a lot of health issues right now for the Bucks. However, where are his minutes? I don't know. It looks like we're seeing a minutes increase for Giannis since Doc Rivers has taken over. How long has Doc Rivers been the Bucks coach? 5 games? Less than that? If we go back 5 games, like 37, 38, 40, 40, and 39 compared to 36, 35, 36, It may not seem like a lot, but in 2 extra minutes of playing time, a lot of NBA players can like go over their lines. Like it doesn't take a whole lot. I mean, you can do a ton in 2 minutes. That is what she said. So 18 and a half rebounds and assists. I like this one. Minus 125, factoring in that that Middleton's not in the lineup as well as Dame is questionable. I don't want to look at the head-to-head games. We don't have a big sample size to go on here. But if we take a look at his rebounds and assists projection, it is projected at 19, which is right where we need it to be. Do you want to take a look at games played without Chris Middleton? Sure. So games played without Chris Middleton over his last 10. Now, 8 of those are this season. The other 2, Indiana and Washington, are from last year. So let's go from this Atlanta game and move forward. We got 4 games where without Chris Middleton in the lineup, Giannis has given you over 20 rebounds and assists in 4 games. And in the other 4 games, he went well under. So it's not even a sweat with this dude. If he goes over, you know he's going over. If he doesn't hit, it's not like a by 1. It's like by 4 or 5. So I like it. It is a big number, but it's warranted. It's justified. So yeah, we like that one. Boom. Giannis, rebounds and assists look very strong. Let's take a look at I guess we're going to go back up to the Indiana game. We'll take a look at Nesmith. Is there anybody else on Indiana that y'all think can pull some extra usage without Shavano in there? While y'all think about that, let's pull up Nesmith and let's look at his points today. Points are currently at 14.5 on Prize Picks, and that is what we're seeing on most of the books. You're getting odds in favor of the under. Now, these were created before the movement today. Buddy Hield being dealt to Philly. So we probably will have a better sample size with this one versus Siakam without Hield. So can we? Oh, we can't. Wait, can we? They don't even have the option to remove Hield. Well, shit. So let's just look at his points and let's assume that his usage will take a tick up, okay? So over his last 10 games, he has a 15.4 points per game average, giving you 60% hit rate. 16 over his last 5 with a 60% hit rate. Upside of 26, floor of 6. Projected for 13 points today. So I'm willing to say that 15 is definitely in play for him without Buddy Hield. In a fast-paced matchup with the Warriors, and if we are going to continue to get limited minutes for Halliburton, where are we? So if you so Halliburton played 29 minutes last game. That doesn't sound like minutes are low anymore. I mean, there's a big difference between 22 minutes and 29 minutes. Maybe they gave him extra run because they had a day off on Wednesday, and now they're back today. Are they playing tomorrow? The Pacers are not playing on Friday, so it's possible we see Halliburton get 30 minutes today. If Halliburton gets 30 minutes today, his props right now are a little too low. So I'm just going to throw that out there. If that's something y'all want to look at before everything changes, unless it already moved. I think Nesmith is in play. I don't like these odds we're getting, but without Buddy Hield in there, I know some of that usage will trickle over to Nesmith. Oh, we can look at Draymond's RA. I think Sixo had a question about that. Someone had a question about that. Was it Santana? Draymond's RA, I don't know what it is on Prize Picks, but I'm assuming it got bumped up to 12, maybe. So at minus 132 odds at 11 and a half, you're seeing what you want to see here. 4 out of his last 5 games, he's gotten the over. He's averaging 14 in those 5, 13 in those 10. Head-to-head games with the Pacers, no games to look at. So again, we already looked at his rebounds. We like that. So if he gets you 7 rebounds today, which is what he needs to go over the 6, that only leaves 5 assists. He damn sure didn't get it done yesterday, but outside yesterday's bullshit game, he had 6 straight games of going over his assist prop. So we could see a game where Draymond gets back on track. So it does make sense to like the over on his rebounds and assists. If you think he gets you 7 boards, I think 5 assists is definitely in play for Draymond. Let's take a look at Klay Thompson. I didn't realize we had so many Golden State Warriors to dig into. So yeah, this is helpful. They're all in the same game. So 23.5 is what his line is over on Prize Picks. He came pretty close against Philly yesterday with 22, but the last 3 games before that went well under. Pops off against LA, pops off against ATL, Milwaukee, and then Chicago. But Memphis and Sacramento sandwiched in between those 2 nice games really depresses his average. So over his last 10 games, 23. Over his last 5, 21. He is projected for 22.7, so you can round that up. He finishes with 23, something in that range. So Klay Thompson needs 24 PRA to go over this one. Last time he did was back in 2022. The only thing that scares me about the under on Klay Thompson, even though we know he's kind of slumping right now, is that this game total is massive. And somebody has to score. I mean, even if Curry goes for 60 again, like that's who's scoring the other, 100 points. So that's the only thing that scares me with taking the under on Klay Thompson is just the game total. But if you feel like you have enough here to take the under on this one, I mean, you got a lot of data here to support it. For sure. Ben Simmons, Kyrie Irving. Let's move into the Brooklyn and Cleveland game. So a lot of love for Ben Simmons today. Looking at his PRA, sitting at minus 113 to both sides, flat number on the odds. So keep in mind there's a huge gap for in his front teeth. No, there's a huge gap for Ben Simmons in terms of his games played. So he missed damn near 2 months. No, he did miss 2 months, right? His last game played in November was the 6th. And then his game back against Utah was on the 29th. That's 2 months over. Yeah. So you have this block of games where prior to missing games, he had 6 straight going over, comes back, gets the over against Utah, falls short against Philly, and then bounces back against the Dallas Mavericks. Head-to-head games with the Cavaliers. He does have 1 game this season, and he put up 23 PRA. His projections also are very encouraging. So if you're looking to take the over on Ben Simmons, you got a lot going on. Jesus, his points are 5.5. Whew. Golly, that is really low. Prize Picks is daring his ass to shoot. Go on, shoot. Come on, Ben. Do it. I think what's more impressive is that it's 3 games back. He's averaging well under 20 points or 20 minutes per game. That's 31. That's 51. 52 minutes. 52 divided by 3 is what? 17 minutes, something like that. Wow. Whew. Hey, if you want to pull the trigger on some of his lines right now, they are very low. He does not need a ton of playing time to go over. We know that he is a fantasy point per minute type of player. He is a PRA per minute type of player. He does not need 35 minutes to hit his over unless he gets into foul trouble. So if you like the over on some of these, I am right there with you because these lines are very low for Ben Simmons. All right. Who's left? Ben Simmons. Assist. Demon assist. Demon assist. The demonic assist. So scary. Minus 156 to the under on his OG assist at 5.5. Now, since coming back, he has gone over this in 2 out of his 3 games. At 6.5, you would like to believe that this is in play because that's what Ben Simmons does. In one game versus the Cavs this season, he did dish out 9. He is projected for 6. Now, we had a similar line yesterday with Trae Young's demon assist at 10.5. He finishes with 10. Maybe with DeJounte Murray not in the lineup, does it take one shooter off the floor, making it a little bit more difficult for Trae Young to get the over on that inflated line? Sometimes the demon assist or these demon props look like no-brainers, but they don't always hit. And I think that was a great example of it yesterday with Trae Young. Would he have gone over with DeJounte in the lineup? I think so. I do. But this line for Ben Simmons at 5.5 is very tempting, as is his 6.5. He needs 7 to go over. He got it done 2 out of his last 3 games. And on the year, you know that the Cavs are defending the assist pretty well, but he does have pretty positive history versus the Cavs. So I definitely see the logic in this one. I do like the over on his points. 5.5. Come on. PRA looks good too. Any interest in Ben Simmons first half? Okay, so Ben Simmons played 20 minutes last game. We know that. So it looks like a pretty even split of minutes. So 10 and 10. So I don't know if that's 5 minutes per quarter. It could be. But in 10 minutes in the first half, he needs to give you basically 1 PRA per minute. We just talked about him being a 1 PRA per minute player. I think his first half is also in play. I know the odds don't look great. Maybe you just stay away from it, but it kind of feels disrespectful a little bit that Ben Simmons is just getting these shitty lines. Maybe it's your day to take advantage of it. All right, who's left? Kyrie Irving and that's it. Kyrie Irving, points and assists. Once again, appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate all the support. If you're new to the stream, new to the channel, even if you just popped in for a second, I appreciate your time. Hopefully you hit that like button on your way in. You can hit the like button anytime you want. You don't have to wait until this is over. But definitely appreciate all the support. Kyrie Irving, points and assists. Let's look at his full game points and assists. Yeesh. Oh, okay, good. Good Lord. It's like 10 straight games of under. Damn, he's due. All right, so he was due. LA, Boston, Philly. You kind of saw it coming, right? Like underperformed, and bam, Brooklyn pops off. Did y'all see that coming? Revenge game and all that good stuff. Outside of those 3 games where he went well under, I mean, for the most part over his last 10 games, 6 out of 10, 60% hit rate. Games versus New York. Was this game as a Maverick? I don't know when the trade went down last season, but I guess both of these were as a Maverick. This one was definitely as a Maverick, and it was this year, and it was a month ago, and he gave you 54 points and assists. Now, I believe Luka sat that game. Yeah, so Luka sat that game. But still, that's pretty damn impressive. Odds are okay. Nothing too crazy, nothing to get too excited about, but those aren't the worst odds we've seen today. Now, his projections do not look great. He's only projected for 31 points and assists, so it does leave a little bit to be desired in what should be a pretty slow-paced game. I know Luka's missed some time, so let me do this. Last 10 games played with Luka in the lineup. All these games are this season. He's gone over this in 4 out of those 10 games. I don't really know. What about his points? Like, these are pretty identical numbers. So, like, it's real obvious now that we're looking at his points that his points are the driving force behind all his props. Like, if he's going over PA, he's going over points. If he's going over, points and rebounds, like, nothing changes here. Like, he's going over in all the same games when he goes over his points. So maybe that's when his points and rebounds are pulling in slightly better odds. Maybe you look at his points because he's not going over PA without points. Unless you think he comes out and gives you 10 plus assists today, which he can. Did it against New York on that game. So yeah, I think his points are in play. I think his PR is in play. But if you're really high on his points, then you should like the other props because his points are going to get you there with his assists and rebounds. All right. I think that's it. 5 up, 5 down. We like the over on Giannis. We like the over on Aaron Nesmith without Buddy Hield in there. I'm going to leave the over on Kyrie Irving, though I like the over on his points and rebounds a bit more. And I do like the over on just his points. Ben Simmons, we have to like the over on his 6.5 demon assists because we don't have the options to take the under. But also his PRA is in play. And then we like the under on Klay Thompson. So if Klay Thompson's first quarter points, well, that's a shitty screenshot. If Klay Thompson's first quarter points are on the board, then it is something to look at. All right. Boom. What else? Oh, Just, what's up? Good morning. Welcome into the stream. Welcome into the chat. Says 6.5 is a red goblin. Feels like that, right? Ben Simmons feels like 6.5 is also a goblin. Yeah, Buddy just got traded. Yeah, so here's what we know so far in terms of movement today, trade deadline today. I'm trying to just pull everything up. So Buddy Hield traded to the 76ers. We know Olynyk was traded to the Raptors. We know that Gordon Hayward was traded to the Thunder. Alec Burks, Bojan Bogdanovic also traded to New York. And that's what we know in terms of injury news. So Ashley said probably no Lopez today. So no Lopez, no Middleton, possibly no Dame if he's on the questionable list right now. The people that got here late thought Ugo was a soccer player. Oh, Ugo is Giannis's Nigerian name. The guy has 2 movies already. Ugo is his latest movie. All right, let's take some one-offs and then let's start getting our plays of the day in here. So if you're just joining the stream, we're about to call it. We're at 2 hours right now. This is pretty routine. We typically go anywhere between an hour to 2 hours, Monday through Friday. No streams on the weekends. I do provide player prop videos on the weekends and get those out. Very active in the Discord, sharing slips and my personal plays as well. So you can check out more plays there. But the live streams, it's where it's at. Way more time given to player props, way more player props covered, way more research done in live. So we got John Collins over 8.5 rebounds and assists, Ben Simmons over his PRA, and Wemby over his 2.5 blocks and steals. We got any more to add to the plays of the day? Just throw them in the chat. Definitely add those in there. The chat is really slow. It's in terms of what? Just updating? Like it's like buffering? Shy said kind of iffy with the Detroit trades, but play of the day under 3.5 3-pointers made for Anthony Simons. Oh, I like seeing an under for players of the day. 3-pointers made. All right. Cutler said, take Ben Simmons points and assists. No, my internet sucks too. I'm right there with you. I have AT&T. All right. I thought I saw Ashley. Yeah, play of the day. If they are up. Okay, so dunks are pretty good to play. They kind of seem like a fad prop or like a degenerate type of prop, but they're pretty consistent when they're on the board. So a few of the wagons, Nick Claxton, John Collins, Jalen Duren, Giannis, Jared Allen, Gafford was a nice target for dunks as well. Wemby, if you can get his dunks at 2 or under, seems to do well. Giannis pretty much in the paint. Every single time he's in the paint, he's looking to dunk. So I think getting his dunks at 3 or under, definitely in play. Dunks are just fun to play. Big Icy says Rudy Gobert under 13.5 rebounds, play of the day. All right. Rudy Gobert under 13.5 rebounds. All right. I want to see this real quick. So because John Collins was pulled off the board and then put back on the board. Oh, this is his first half. If you're interested in John Collins' first half PRA, 4 straight games. This super high level research here. I mean, if your research process is only looking at the 5 games, I definitely encourage you to take it a step further and just use something else to help you dig into that a little bit more. Something like props.cash. You do not have to use props.cash. I use props.cash. I promote it. I get nice, credits when people sign up using my promo code, but you can use anything you want. Sometimes the 5 game logs are inaccurate and can lead you astray. That's all I will say. So just finding something else that is going to provide you with some research process is a smart move. So John Collins, looking at his last 10 last 10 games, first half PRA, 4 straight games of 12 or more, head-to-head games with the Phoenix Suns. All 3 games this season, he's gone 12 or more. That's a real quick dive into a first half player prop for John Collins. Cutler says, okay, first quarter play of the day, Clay over points, D'Lo over assist, MPJ over 3.5 points, and Wemby over 4.5 points. That's a lot. I tell you what, I'm just going to screenshot that real quick. All right. Ramo says AD for 1-3. I know he can make a 3, but I don't think I've ever played his 3-point prop. Oh, it's a demon too? Oh. Damn. It looks like he's like giving us the middle finger. Is he even taking 3-pointers? Like it's one thing to not make any, but if you're not like attempting any, that's a completely different story. How many? He's got to be averaging less than 2 a game for numbers like that. 3-pointers. No, holy shit. So we're still on looking at John Collins. Anthony Davis. There we go. Yeah, he's averaging less than 1 per game. 3 against Denver, 2 against Denver on those games. If we look at the last 10, I should have pulled that up to begin with. So against Denver, he's averaging 1 per game. Over his last 10 games, Anthony Davis is averaging 1.5. So that's kind of risky, but I mean, there's no sweat with that one. As soon as he makes one, it's done. So yeah, I mean, that's definitely, if like you could put that in there with the Ben Simmons Demons assist prop, make a nice little 2-pick power. I mean, if you wanted to go that route, like we put Anthony Davis in this lineup. Let's take out Ben Simmons. Oh, shit. I should have left him in there. I wonder. I don't really play a ton of slips with the Demons, but it does. I mean, it does increase your payout. So like if Ben Simmons goes for 7 points tonight, you play this 6.5 point Demon. A typical 2-pick power pays 3x. This one's paying you 4.5. So 20 will pull in 90 for you. If we went with his assist, should be the same. No, look at that shit. So Ben Simmons over 6.5 assists teamed up with the AD over 0.5 3-pointers made is a 5.5x. So if you put 20 on this, you're winning 110 minus your entry fee. So you're profiting $90 on this one. That one looks kind of fun. I might have to think about that one a little bit. That one looks a little fun to play. All right. Oh shit. Nice. Happy birth Oh, you think it's for your birthday? Do they know that about you? Do they know when your birthday is? What the fuck? You told them your birthday? Nice. Nice. 65 protected play. Hell yeah. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we are done for today. So plays of the day so far. John Collins over 8.5 rebounds and assists. Ben Simmons over his 18.5 PRA. Wimby over 2.5 blocks and steals. Anthony Simons under 3.5 3-pointers made. And Rudy Gobert under 13.5 rebounds and assists. I will add in those first quarter stats that was it Cutler who yeah, I will add in those first quarter props as plays of the day. And if you're able to play those, you can consider those in some of your slips. But I think we're good. I think we're ready to sign off here on the channel. Tomorrow's live stream is not scheduled yet, but I will create a schedule for that. If you are subbed up to the channel, make sure your notifications are on so you don't miss the next live stream. 9 a.m. start time. Ran a little long today, so covered a lot. Well over 25 player props, probably closer to 30. Gave out my 2 plays, recapped yesterday's plays, injury news, trade deadline news, putting all of the player props that we talked about today in the Discord. If you have any interest in checking out the Discord, all the information is in the stream description. The link is not a hyperlink. You're just gonna have to copy and paste it, but it's all there anyway. Hit that like button on your way out if you didn't get a chance to do it as you came in or during the stream. As I mentioned before, definitely hit that notification icon. Oh, real quick, looking at my week analytics, my channel has got 9 shares. That means some of you are sharing my channel with other people. That's incredible. Appreciate you sharing it with somebody else. Appreciate that. If you're here because somebody shared the channel with you, I appreciate that. Watching this on the replay, I also appreciate your time here. As I always say, best of luck to you all. I don't care what player props you roll with, as long as they respect the damn coin. Tomorrow live stream, 9 a.m. And until that live stream, Chavez is out.